Yeah.
Live? All
Yeah.
right, let's do this. Okay.
We're live.
I didn't hear you say live. I was waiting for your Wi-Fi to drop, and you think that like something. Well, what did you think when it dropped originally? That I was gone. That I left you. That was very nice of you. Like, oh well, he left. It's on his
You're
end.
prone to leaving, dude. You know how it
Oh
goes.
yeah, during a cast. Yeah, I do that a real lot. Okay, let's count. Let's count how many. Oh wait,
Listen,
I can't
I
count
thought
how many
Bruce got
times.
out of
I've
line.
never left.
Welcome back to the B Plus podcast. Today we're gonna talk about what the fuck happened at UFC 210.
I don't know. It was pretty messy. I mean, the New York Athletic Commission, like Dana White was making comparisons to how the UFC, like, oh, we're only 17 and we're still getting used to things. So it's okay if things happen that don't make sense. And like, look at New York. They're like an infant doing this because they just started. It's okay. They're it's like they're a goofy infant that messes everything up. But we can learn to love them, right? Can't we? Right.
So, do you want to quickly, like your 30 seconds each or 1 minute each of what happened before the bullshit, or do you want to just go right into the bullshit?
Well, we're just going to pretty much, for now, focus on the Gegard Mousasi, Chris Weidman.
Wait, no, we can't. We
Why?
have to start before. All right, so nothing happened really before. So the bulk is going to be Weidman, Mousasi, and then DC. Whatever happened over there.
Well, that's what I meant. Like,
right, but you know that one of those girls got hit up because she had breast implants and said she couldn't fight.
Oh, because she has implants. Yeah, you can't. Okay, that's
not a rule, right?
There's the goofy at New York City Athletic Commission being like, oh, we can't let you fight because you have implants. And they're like, people fought with implants before. It doesn't matter. Like, it's like, yeah, they are so green to this. They're so new to it. They're a bunch of noobs. Like,
well, Ariel tweeted out. He said that like all you did was embarrass that girl.
Yeah. Well, they embarrassed themselves at the same time.
Right.
With their lack of knowledge of like what the heck was going on. But it gets even worse during Weidman Mousasi. So, which was a fight I was looking forward to, by the way.
Yeah. What do you want to say?
Do you want to go into Weidman Mousasi now?
Yeah, go right in, man. Dive in. I know you've been wanting to talk. So
let's set this up. Do you want to give your I guess account of what happened in your eyes?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. First of all, I had no idea that. I didn't know the rules, and I was watching it with friends, and they were telling me that it's
two hands.
Two hands, right? Yeah, two hands down.
That's the ground.
So
considers you a downed opponent, and then you can't be kneed, essentially, or kicked in the face. Although, like, you can't knees or kicks can't hit you in the head.
No, they were saying that it was one, right? Because
but previous
Weidman, the previous was just one.
Yes, but now after 2017.
So when we're watching it and Mousasi knees him, you could see him. We're like, and Joe Rogan's screaming, and he's like, "This is legal. This is legal. What the hell happened?" And we're sitting there like, "No, it's not. Like, what's Joe Rogan seeing that we're not? Is he seeing some like super camera that we can't see?" I'm like, we go, "There's definitely one hand down." And then we found out that the rules that changed in 2017 were that
you have to have
two hands down. So it was legit legal. I mean, that second one, he pulls him up and his hands come up. And then that first one was a little bit shaky, but he definitely didn't have both hands on that first one.
The problem is that you're having this discussion and I'm having it with you also, because during the fight, we all got to watch it on super slow-mo, like replay, right? So we're watching it on replay. People on, like, I guess whatever it's casted on at the event can watch it on replay. Like Joe Rogan's asking for more replay. Dan Murrieta is asking, so what's the replay? And then like Big John McCarthy comes over, tells him what the replay was, and guess what? Replays aren't even allowed in New York City or the New York State. So it's like the information coming in based on what they're going to do next is over something that you're not allowed to use. But that exact information shaped the outcome of this fight. So it's like Chris Weidman, like, he's on his third loss in a row. He needed one to kind of rebound, and like in New York too, like because they're in Buffalo, and like you just can't catch your break. It's so crappy. Oh wow, it's ridiculous. So we watched the replays. We realized the knees were legal. Dan Mergliotta does his best job to be able to figure out, these look like they could be illegal. Stops the fight. Basically, a bunch of people like watch the replay and then start to tell him, well, hey, this everything's legal. So then he's like, I have to make a decision because I just gave a guy 5 minutes for no reason at all. Right. So like you get hit with illegal or illegal knees, the fight gets stopped. You can't use the replay. He's like, well, you know what? You have time. And Weidman's taking his time. I would have been like, wait a minute, why are you giving me time? No, to get this fight going. Come on, let's go. So the problem was that like, two parties at fault. One, I guess it's the New York State Athletic Commission not even knowing what's going on. They come in. I guess he took too long to get up. He's up. He's walking around. He's waiting to see what's going to happen. The ref gives him too much time, and then before you know it, the ref's like, well, I already made the call, and I gave this guy 5 minutes, and I can't go back on the call I've already made, which was basically to stop the fight due to illegal knees. But he finds out the knees are legal. So then he's like, oh, well, then this is over. It's TKO. I can't go back on what I said. And like in one like instance,
that's what it is. Like that's why like it wasn't like, oh, he got poked in the eye. We split him up for 3 minutes or 2.
No, it's two parts. That's just like part one. So it's like Dan's side at being a ref and trying to make the call after he made a call, although they used like instant replay to figure out what the outcome was of that call, which can't be done. So it's like in one party tries to do the right thing and figure out if the knees are legal. And then we find out they are. Well, he wants to know if they're illegal. Then we found out they're legal through instant replay. And then he's just like, I guess that's a TKO. So they go to start or stop it or to stop him. Whichever happened first or second, this part happened next. It's like the medical people that were on site were brought in, and they took one good look at Chris, and they're like, well, he's had time to rest. Maybe he had too much time to rest. We're going to look at him now. I don't think we can let him continue to fight. So it's like the referee saying you can't continue to fight because of my judgment call, which is questionable, and that's using replay. And maybe even some of the medical people on hand had realized what was going on. They're like, well, we can't let you continue to fight anymore. The fight's over. So the combination of those two things ended Chris's fight. And Chris Weidman, after like, I didn't watch his part of the post-fight conference, but I should have, because I was watching Gegard Mousasi's, and he's hysterical. He's not. I don't think he's trying to be hysterical. He's pissed off, but he's just like that could be for maybe later. So Weidman's like, I get 5 minutes for that I don't need, that I shouldn't have, and then medical calls it, and the ref has to call it too, and it's all, a lot of this, the majority of it is through the use of instant replay, which you can't use in this state. So wow, just wow. And like he even said, like while still in the ring, not knowing what's going on, he's just like, I'm sorry. I wanted to put on a performance here. I wanted to have a comeback fight. I wanted this and that. Like here's the nitty gritty. Even if Chris, unaffected or affected by knees that were hitting him, legal or illegal, would he have rebounded and be able to win the fight? There's a % chance that he could have. Is it likely? Maybe not. But then it's MMA. It's unpredictable.
But they would have to start out in the same spot, right?
Same spot. I don't know. It doesn't even matter anymore because we never even got to have that debate. So they're saying like they should be offered a rematch, and then like Gegard Mousasi, who right after the fight was saying, hey, I'll give you a rematch with me. That's no problem. This shouldn't have ended this way. Changed this tune on the post fight, which you and I have to watch because it's great. It's just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I won. It's over. Like I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit anymore. I won. He's like, this division's a joke. There's guys that are fighting into their 40s, like that are going for the title. You got George St. Pierre, Michael Bisping. Like they're getting older. I'm 31. I'm ready to quit. he goes, they must be cheating because they're getting older and they're the ones holding the titles. And like he's like, I want to fight for the title. He goes, I don't give a shit. You fuck this. I fucking won. He kind of changed this too. And he's like, what do I have to do here? Do I have to have blonde hair? Do I have to talk like Michael Bisping? What do I have to have a car?
Well, this looks bad on Weidman too because it's another loss. Like, so what do? Do they do the L with an asterisk, or do they just?
We have to wait
because he hasn't been he hasn't been doing much since Silva.
Well,
I mean, in the way of win.
You asked me that question before. Let me answer it for you. So,
B+ player.
Chris Weidman is definitely not a B+ player. B+ players originally were the ones that can't hold a title. So he takes it from Anderson, right? After beating Mark Munoz rather convincingly. And that got him a knockout of the night. Then he beats Anderson Silva, defends it against Anderson Silva, has maybe a fight of the year, fight of the night against Lyoto Machida. He defends against Vito Belfort by knocking him out. He loses at the Luke Rockhold, which is so you already lost to an upper echelon guy. So that Luke has the belt, right? And then he goes to fight Yoel Romero, and he loses to a flying knee. And then he has to fight Gegard Mousasi, but this is TKO last night on this website here. It said knees, but now it says doctor stoppage. So they updated it. This website is Wikipedia, by the way.
Okay.
And, no, I don't think you would even in the old rules of UFC, 3 losses in a row, you're gone. But it changed over time. Even before Zuffa changed hands, and the Fertitta brothers made a lot of money, so along with Dana White by selling the company last year. If you're an upper guy, you don't get tossed for 3 losses, especially against the best people in your weight class. So What's next for him? He needs to win a fight. And then he can start putting together another run at the title. That's all he has to do. Gegard Mousasi is already I'm beyond this. I want to go towards the title. I don't want to refight this guy. I just want to go towards the title. And I think he sees my time's running out. He goes, "What do you mean? What do you I'm 31 already, and this is hard to do." And he goes, they basically started picking at people for cheating. And then,
let's talk about Anthony Rumble Johnson and how he wanted to wrestle Daniel Cormier.
Well, it was confusing to watch that aspect of it because I didn't see how there was any advantage for Anthony with his amazing striking to be able to want to wrestle or grapple or get stuck in a clinch for any reason, at any time in this fight. And he went for it a couple times, and I was just like, okay, whatever. You're the one in the cage, not me. What do I know? Daniel Cormier or DC had an awesome plan, and his plan was even in the stuff in the press that led up to it, he goes, "I'm just going to stand with him. I'm going to stand with him and trade. I'm going to stand with him and trade. I'm going to stand with him and trade." It's maybe getting in his head because we all knew that DC made the blueprint to beat Anthony Johnson when he would just knock everyone else out, and it's the grind him down. Make him wrestle, make him grapple, put him up against the cage, make him do a lot of work. And he kept talking about the 7-minute mark. 7 minutes. Once I get past the 7 minutes, survive the 7 minutes. Once I'll drag him to the 7 minutes. And I just thought it was something him and his coaches they came up with an approximation, and nowhere lie to that. It was in the back of my mind. And I looked at when the 7 minutes ticked over in the second round, and he just started doing his thing. I'm like, oh shit, the 7 minutes is up. I thought maybe the 7 minutes was enough to to make him to wear him down, to make him wrestle him. At that point, he didn't even care if he got taken down. DC in the past would be the guy that'd be if you take him down, he'd be all kinds of competitive and broken up about it. But him making Anthony Johnson just work for those takedowns in any position was just wearing the guy out. I mean, it was a strategy that worked brilliantly. DC's still got the title, and
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why couldn't Rumble win? Because
hey, if he won, would he keep fighting? Because apparently he's got big plans.
Yeah, I don't know. That's true. Maybe he just would have took the title and been here you go, have it back.
No, he would not have just here. I don't want that. Here, DC. Yeah. No,
I mean, DC's a clown though. I know all the controversy and all the bad stuff with John Jones, but I hope he comes back and knocks him out.
See, I'm of the opposite of that camp.
I know you are. And you know what? John Jones does do bad things, but DC runs his mouth so bad too. I think he's never beaten Jones, and that's what pisses me off. I don't care if John Jones is the biggest criminal in the USA. He's beaten him, yet he talks shit.
He just doesn't have his shit together. He even said in the ring that night, he goes, "John Jones, I respect you as a fighter, but get your shit together, John Jones." And
that's the second time he said it. And you know what?
He's really got to get his shit together. He does. He's the only person keeping him out of this fight game, which he if you're going to be able to talk about him being the best of all time for that weight class, then yeah, I understand that. But the guy keeps taking opportunities for himself. And DC said it that night. He goes, "Well, you're not even eligible. So why even have the conversation until he's eligible?" Or what got What if he does something again before he's eligible or right after he's eligible? Then he's gone again. Like you can't sit around waiting for a guy that's shown us that he can make these multiple mistakes all in a row. I mean, if he gets his act together and he can do it, good. But like how I want you to figure out how much time he's sitting on the sideline, not fighting, not making money, not getting the belt, not defending it, not doing all these things. DC might as well do his thing while he can, because, well, who's going to stop him?
Right. And I understand that, but and you know what? On all other aspects of MMA, DC seems like a very relatable and very nice guy. And then just with that though, it just reminds me of like those people that try to be like thugs in high school, and then like one of the nerds went up and stepped to them and knocked them out, and then there's the next day the thug's like, yo man, remember that cheap shot you hit me with? I'll fuck you up. And then he like comes over and knocks him out again. And then he like he won't stop talking shit.
Well, one, a nerd didn't knock him out. John Jones beat him.
Right.
And I don't think he defeated him with a KO, right? I don't remember. It was a while ago. See, that's the problem. I can't remember this fight. They fought so goddamn long ago. They're due to have another fight, but John's going to have to be able to get things together. Him talking is probably a good thing for him because that helps them sell more. It's going to boost sales. Anybody that can talk well enough, I've like all the best talkers that can get themselves in or near title shots can get those title shots because they can talk, and that makes like them just that much better at just being a person that can advocate for themselves. But moreover, like give like this versus type of a situation on a silver platter to the UFCs for them to promote. So the better you can talk, the more it can be promoted, the more money can be made. It all works together. It's like, you're not going to say that like a lot of the stuff Conor does, he got himself into positions through talking and then backing himself up. So Conor McGregor can talk, but he can also do this too. But like, they've never promoted anything at that weight class until he showed up. So you answer me this. Why does Demetrius Johnson, who technically is pound for pound the best of all the weight divisions, although he's the lowest in men's, get to have his championship fight on a fight night card and not on a pay-per-view or a co-main, or not even as a co-main event for a pay-per-view? Because I guess people are disenchanted with 225. But if you want to say that in one breath, well, then how come the UFC is not hyping the crap out of it to make it into Conor McGregor level stuff? Well, I guess he's either not that interesting. No one cares about the weight class. He doesn't really talk a whole lot. Like, these are a lot of like thoughts to have to sit down and digest, because none of it's just really that simple, right?
Right. No, I hear you. And I mean, overall, it was good. I don't know what they're doing with that, but like I said, I didn't understand why number one, Rumble went in there with the I'm gonna wrestle this dude, and number two, why he decided so young to. I mean, that's what everyone's saying. Like, I mean, unless he's got some crazy big thing that he's gonna be.
They said that maybe even that night, some of the press was like, "Hey, Rumble Johnson, so you're retiring now, right? How come there's stuff about the Rams in your Twitter? Are you going to join the LA Rams? Are you signed up with the Rams now? So are you going to play football with the Rams?" And Anthony Johnson's like, "Oh, I'm 33. Well, why would I do something like that? I told you guys it was big, but it's really big for me. So it's just time for me to retire. I don't like getting punched in the head and fighting and having to fight guys and getting hit. So like, why would I want to go to high contact sports like the NFL or football?" But I don't know. So if he really has something in his back pocket and he saw this as his last shot at beating DC, who I guess for now is not going anywhere, then yeah, we got to see what his next, like, what is his project? What's he moving on to that he always wanted to do? So,
well, do you think then the fight? I mean, he's up in June, John Jones.
Okay,
so that's when this goes down. But I mean, he doesn't just get a title shot off the bat, does he? I mean, he could, because he's John Jones, right?
That's up to whoever's the brass at UFC. They can choose to do whatever they want to do. I remember the last fight that he had was a tune-up fight versus OVP. So he wanted a tune-up fight in OVP,
and he didn't do well.
John didn't, because he couldn't like, actually. Although OVP lost, his stock went up because of how well he did against a ring rusted John Jones. So I don't know.
OVP had a lot of problems too going into that fight.
Your buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He trains with him.
He trains. He's his wrestling coach, and
There you go.
he said that I think he had a death in the family. Prior to that, there was a bunch of things that went wrong in his training. So, so I mean, not only did he perform well, but there's that's not he could definitely go up, is what I'm trying to get at. He's definitely gonna hopefully be a force to be reckoned with. So,
absolutely. I mean, he showed it against the guy himself. I mean, I don't. Why was he allowed to even fight that? Never mind. It doesn't matter. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, that's well, in a few months. So
like he fought like once in 2014, once in 2015, and once in 2016. John Jones, that is, and he won them all by decision. But like the last one he had was against Ovin St. Pure, and that was at UFC 197.
Yeah,
and I mean, I guess in that fight, he won the UFC light heavyweight championship, but it was stripped after he got in trouble.
right.
And then Dana at the post-fight conference, like, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to do DC and John, DC and John, and do DC and whoever, Jimmy Manawa, who I guess John started calling out next because, not John, DC called Jimmy Manawa out next because John's ineligible. And he's just moving forward. And right. Dana even said that when he's unsuspended, it doesn't even line up to work at the same time, although it should have. A lot of people thought it should have, just like you said. And Dana's like, it's not going to line up the right way. He goes, I thought it would have, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Or if that's him faking people out, we don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got. You?
Okay. So basically, Chris Weidman's loss on UFC 210's event in Buffalo, New York is here's my question, and I'll end it on my question. Why is I guess the New York Athletic Commission and the referees coming together to make a decision on a new rule apparently more difficult than like honors abstract algebra or like real complex analysis
I have no idea.
Like events calculus and linear algebra. like the toughest stuff. Like they couldn't have screwed it up more. And it's over. And I think Weidman should definitely try to appeal the loss. And that I think he's 100% in the right in doing that because that was a mess. That was like two monkeys trying
mess, man.
to fuck a football.
Yeah. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As always, this is brought to you by SeftimorLive.com. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and
smash that thumbs up.
Smash it so you get and hit the subscribe button so you get all the future updates when we go live and all that. But other than that, here's to UFC 211, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Talk to you soon.